Before we jump to Module 4, let's do a workshop. This is where everything comes together. We've covered the tools, the techniques, and the critical thinking skills. Now you're going to apply them to a real business problem. Right now, as you watch, I'm going to walk you through a complete workflow, from problem to polished output. I'll be working in real time, showing you exactly how I approach this. But here's the important part. I want you to follow along. Open your AI tool of choice, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, whatever you have access to, and work through this with me. Pause the video if and when you need to. Take your time. The goal isn't to race through this, it's to build the muscle memory of working effectively with AI. Imagine you're a department head who's been asked to present a proposal at next week's leadership meeting. Your CEO has been talking about AI adoption, and she's asked each department to identify one process that could benefit from AI and present a preliminary business case. You have about an hour to prepare a one-page brief that covers the process you're proposing to improve, how AI could help, expected benefits, potential risks, and recommended next steps. This is a realistic scenario, and it's exactly the kind of task where AI can dramatically accelerate your work if you use it well. Before we touch the AI tool, we need to be clear about what we're trying to accomplish. This is the context and goal from our PCG framework. For this exercise, let's say you run the customer service department. You've noticed that your team spends significant time answering repetitive questions that are already answered in your knowledge base, but customers either can't find the answers or prefer to ask directly. That's your process, handling repetitive customer inquiries. Now, what's your goal for this document? You need a concise brief that makes a compelling case without overselling or ignoring risk. Your CEO is sharp. She sees through fluff. You need substance. Take a moment now. If you're following along, think about the process in your own department that you could use instead. Something with repetitive elements, clear pain points, and potential for improvement. Write it down. Now we'll build our prompt using the PCG framework. Let me show you how I'd approach this. Here's my initial prompt. Persona. You are a management consultant helping a customer service director prepare a business case for the CEO. Context. I run a customer service team of 15 people. We handle approximately 500 inquiries per day across email and chat. I estimate that 40% of these are repetitive questions already answered in our knowledge base. Things like return policies, shipping times, account setup instructions. My team is spending significant time on these routine queries instead of handling complex issues that actually need human judgment. The CEO has asked each department to identify one process that could benefit from AI. Goal: help me draft a one-page brief processing an AI-powered solution for handling routine customer inquiries. The brief should include the problem and its business impact, proposed AI solution, expected benefits with realistic estimates, key risks and how we'd mitigate them, and recommended next steps. Keep it concise and credible. My CEO is skeptical of type. Notice what I've done here. I've given the AI a clear role, a management consultant, which signals the tone and approach I want. I've provided specific context, team size, volume, the nature of the problem, and I've defined a clear, structured goal with explicit sections I want covered. I've also signaled something important. My CEO is skeptical. That tells the AI to be measured and credible, not breathless and overselling. If you're following along, adapt this for your own scenario. Use the same structure, but change the context to match your situation. Then submit your prompt. Let me show you the response I received and walk you through how I evaluate it. First, I'm checking structure. Did it give me the sections I asked for? Problem, solution, benefits, risks, next steps. In this case, yes, it did. Good. Second, I'm checking tone. Does it sound like something I'd present to my CEO? Or does it sound like marketing copy? I'm looking for anything that sounds like overselling. Phrases like revolutionary, game-changing, unprecedented. If I see those, I'll ask the AI to tone it down. Third, I'm checking specificity. Are there concrete numbers and realistic estimates, or vague claims like significant improvement without any quantification? My CEO will want to see numbers, even if they're estimates. Fourth, I'm checking for anything that looks like a hallucination. Are these statistics cited that I should verify? Any claims that seem too good to be true? I'm flagging these for verification before I use them. In my response, I notice a few things that need work. The benefits section is too vague. The risk section is a bit thin. This is normal. The first response is rarely perfect. That's what iteration is for. Here's my follow-up prompt. Good start, a few refinements needed. In the benefits section, give me specific estimates. If we're handling 200 routine inquiries per day, and the chatbot could resolve 60% of them, what does that mean in terms of hours saved per week? Make reasonable assumptions and show your math. Expand the risk section. Include at least 3 risks: technical, customer experience, and organizational. For each risk, suggest a mitigation. Remove or caveat any statistics about industry benchmarks. I can't verify those and don't want to cite something that might be wrong. 4. Keep the total length to 1 page when formatted. See what I'm doing? I'm giving specific actionable feedback, not make it better, but exactly what needs to change and how. If you're following along, look at your own response. What's working? What needs refinement? Write the follow-up prompt and address the gaps. After my iteration, the response is much stronger. The benefits now include specific calculations, hours saved, potential cost implications, capacity freed up. The risks are more comprehensive, and the unverifiable statistics are gone. But I'm not done. Before I use this, I need to apply my own judgment. I'm asking myself, do the calculations make sense given what I know about my operation? The AI assumed each inquiry takes 5 minutes. Is that realistic? In my experience, it's actually closer to 7 minutes for routine queries because of the context switching involved. So I'll adjust that number. I'm also asking, are there risks specific to my organization that the AI would know about? In this example case, we recently had a bad experience with a vendor implementation that went over budget. My CEO will be sensitive to that. I should add something about phased implementation and clear vendor accountability. The AI gave me a strong draft, but I'm the one who knows my organization, my CEO, and the specific context. My job is to take that draft and make it mine. Now I'm in the final stage. I'm taking the AI's output and putting it into my own words, my own format. I might ask the AI for help with specific sections. Can you make this opening paragraph more direct? Or give me 3 alternative ways to phrase this risk. But the final document is mine. I'm reading every word. I'm ensuring it reflects my voice and my understanding. I'm taking responsibility for what I'm presenting. That's the workflow. Problem definition, initial prompt, evaluation, iteration, verification, and polish. It took me about 20 minutes to produce a solid first draft of a 1-page brief. Without the AI, that would have taken me an hour or more. Staring at a blank page, structuring my thoughts, drafting, and redrafting. Now let me share a few observations from this exercise. First, the upfront investment in a good prompt pays off. The time I spent crafting a clear persona, context, and goal meant AI's first response was already in the right direction. Compare that to just typing, write me a proposal about AI. You'd get something generic and spend more time fixing it. Second, iteration is where the magic happens. The first response was okay. The iterated response was good. And after I applied my own judgment, it became genuinely useful. Don't stop at the first response. Third, your expertise remains essential. The AI didn't know my CEO's preferences, my organization's recent history, or the specific dynamics of my team. I brought that knowledge. AI amplifies your expertise. It doesn't replace it. Fourth, verification is non-negotiable for anything that matters. I caught a statistic I couldn't verify and removed it. The 5 seconds of critical thinking saved me from potential embarrassment. I hope you followed along. That's how you build the skill, not by watching me do it, by doing it yourself, with real stakes in your real context. That brings us to the end of Module 3. You now have the practical skills to use AI tools effectively, getting organizational approval, choosing the right tools, setting up accounts, crafting effective prompts, iterating to improve output, catching hallucinations, and applying everything to real business problems.